In this module, we're going to be looking at some of the skills and techniques you can use for architectural representation in drawing. We're going to first introduce the fundamentals of representation starting from points on the page. These points indicate a position in space, but ultimately make up every component of visualization, given the thought that a line is just an infinite number of points. Coming onto the line, it indicates a length and direction, and we're slowly building up the tools required for representation. Think about how you can use lines in your drawings to represent the architecture in front of you. A plane offers a glimpse at a surface of something, along with an orientation, as the plane can be oriented in any way according to how the lines match up. Finally, a volume offers the most sophisticated form of representation with the added dimension of depth, surface, and orientation all in one. Next, we move on to the shapes. First, we'll look at these three shapes, 1, 3, and 4-sided shapes: the circle, the triangle, and the square, respectively. Together, these can be formed into many different patterns and forms along with new shapes given just an outline. These give rise to a numerous combination of shapes that can create new interesting forms for architectural representation. Within these shapes, we can represent densities through colors, shading, and textures as shown in these drawings. We now discuss the transformations you can submit a shape through. For instance, additive transformations shown on the top add new forms to existing forms to create new shapes. Dimensional transformations change parameters in the shape's dimensions to elongate or squash the shape into a new form. And finally, subtractive transformations can help to generate new and unique shapes by cutting parts of the form with an imaginary plane. I wanted to show some of my own sketches, not because I think they're great, but rather because they show that a sketch should be a quick idea jotter to imagine writing your thoughts, except you're actually drawing your thoughts when it comes to architectural sketching. Many ideas are all but rough and ready, and when sketching, there's no point in being a perfectionist. When it comes to traditional architectural drawings, we have floor plans, which consist of a top-down view of the floor. These can include details such as furniture and door frames, and these give an overall sense of the layout of the room or the building and help the user imagine what the space will feel like when it's constructed. The next type of drawing we have are elevations and sections. You can see here they're named longitudinal section and north elevation. So, elevations are flat representations that capture the facade or the exterior of a building, while sections, on the other hand, are drawings that cut across a building to highlight the interior features. We look here at scale, which is really important for architectural drawings because the drawings are often the first step to construction plans, so having a scale that is understandable and intuitive is important. When you choose a scale, you need to consider how much detail you might need and the size of your canvas. Here on the screen are some common scales that architects work in. Finally, when it comes to architectural drawing, perspectives is something that you will need to work up on over time. They are the foundation of any sort of architectural representation. The basics of perspective go like this. Imagine two vanishing points on your canvas that all lines except for the vertical tend towards. This will give you your planes to work with that will look natural for a perspective drawing, as shown in this example on the screen. You can see many of the lines, the supposedly horizontal lines, tend towards the two vanishing points on either side of the canvas. However, as I mentioned, the more you practice, the easier it will be to turn your drawings from basic perspectives into more complex, layered perspectives. But keep in mind that the principles for all perspectives is the same. In many cases, all lines vanish to 1 or 2 points on the page.